Things DJs wish we could say to our clients is the topic of today's video. Before we go any further, I just want to say this video is an attempt at humor. The other thing I want to say is that if any of this or anything that's a little off color might offend you, you might want to turn this video off now and go watch something else. This isn't supposed to be negative. It's supposed to be humorous. And really, maybe a little bit of a vent session. Maybe sometimes there's things that you really want to say to a client, but you can't. I'll tell you why I made the post. Because I did make this post on social media. I made it because I was sitting in a parking lot waiting for my mother-in-law to get done with her doctor's appointment. I was there for about 45 minutes. I was bored, and I made the post, so I had something to do just sitting in the car. But I had some things on my mind that I had thought about in the past. And for years, I had a lot of really difficult gigs. I'll tell you why. I'm really a solid DJ. I can do about anything and handle about anything you throw at me. And up until about 7 or 8 years ago, I had a lot of difficult gigs because I was consulting for a lighting company. I didn't have a lot of time to run my own business, so I let an agent handle all of my booking stuff. They just did the bookings, they gave me the work, and I did it. Come to find out, after one of my agents retired, they told me, yeah, we gave you the most difficult gigs logistically. We gave you the biggest bridezilla's because we knew you could handle it and knock it out of the park. Well, crap. I did about 10 years of really difficult gigs. I was starting to question my own sanity. Everything seemed like it was getting harder and harder and harder all the time. And very rarely did I have what I consider a home run that was just a nice, fun, easy gig because everything just seemed difficult. Well, there was a reason for that. It was by design. And the other DJs were getting the gravy fun stuff. And I was the soldier in the trenches getting hand grenades thrown at him. So during that time period, sometimes I would find myself driving down the road in my car screaming things that I wish I could say to my clients because they were driving me nuts. And I was thinking, maybe there's some other DJs out there who would fantasize about saying things to their clients that they'd never say. Of course they wouldn't. Be very unprofessional. You wouldn't want to do it. It'd be ill-advised, but you're thinking it. So I let DJs go ahead and let me know what some of those things were. And with that intro, let's get into it. I'm not going to tell you who said these things, because I want to protect the innocent here. But I will go ahead and read you some of these things that DJs wish they could say to their clients. Number 1, no one cares that it's your birthday today. How many times have you had that? You're trying to do a set, you got a full dance floor, everything's going cool. Somebody comes up and says, it's my birthday. And it's like, okay. It's weird when you're doing a wedding too, because the focus is supposed to be on the wedding client, and somebody wants to put the focus on them. And I understand if you're 103 today, or something like that, like a big milestone, I guess, or it happens to be the bride or groom's birthday. But yeah, and that can get to be a bit much sometimes. I think we can all relate to that. Sometimes it's fine, like if you're at a bar or club, fine, say it, great. If it's a quick mention, fine, but if they want a big production about it, or play happy birthday for me, oh, that one kills me. Play happy birthday at someone's wedding? How about no? Not unless the client wants me to do it. How about no? You should see the list of things that you think will matter, but won't in 10 years. Absolutely. There are things that some of our clients feel like are so incredibly important and they have to have included in their day that, in retrospect, maybe even the next day or the next week, wow, that really wasn't that big of a deal. We spent so much time on those centerpieces. No one said a word about it. Not a word. We spent so much time on choosing the flatware or some decor or the cake or whatever, and no one said a word about it. Could have just not done any of those things and everything would have been fine. But you don't know. Hindsight's 20/20, I guess. But yeah, we know because we've been doing this over and over and over again for many, many weekends, many, many years. So we know. We understand this, but tell your clients this. Man, this is not what they want to hear. Hip-hop. Yeah. No. I know a lot of us play music we don't like at events. And with the hip-hop thing, I kind of get it because, especially kind of the new, trap stuff, it's not exactly energy music. Although people want to hear it at the events that I do, they find it difficult to dance to. They just kind of stand there. And it just seems like an energy killer. Not every event's like that, I understand that. And there's some hip-hop that absolutely works great. But I can relate to that statement just in that regard. Where some of this low BPM trap stuff, that although it's very popular, nobody knows how to dance to it. Nobody at my events, anyway, understands how to dance to it or respond to it. Hey, relax. Odds are this marriage is going to end in divorce anyway. So don't stress too much about the wedding. You'll probably have another one eventually. So just have fun at this one. Yeah. So much time and effort goes into this stuff. And we put so much stress on ourselves to pull this off. Like we really believe that our performance has something to do with the success of their marriage. It doesn't. But we stress about it. They stress about it. And I like to chill my clients out. Of course I do. Put their minds at ease that everything's going to be fine. But yeah, unfortunately, some people just put so much work into this stuff. And 3 years later, you're burning photo albums. It's sad. It happens. The divorce rate is over 50%. It just is. Most marriages don't succeed. And that's reality. Well, you're being negative, BSR. No, it's reality. This is true. So, anyway. If you didn't get so damn drunk, you could have made your speech. Mic teching is the worst part of my job. I love playing music for people. I love programming for people. I don't even mind making the announcements and facilitating events or activities. But when I have to hand an amateur a piece of pro gear and expect them to use it in the proper way, and they don't, I hate that. The worst, the absolute worst is if I tell somebody, hey, you have to hold the mic to your mouth, otherwise no one's going to be able to hear you. They're not going to hear you if the mic is out here or down here by your belly. Oh, yeah. Give them the mic. It drifts down. And the audience turns around and looks at you like you're doing something. Like, turn it up. Turn the mic up. It's up. If I turn it up any louder, it's going to feed back. They got to speak into this thing. It's not a magic stick. It's not permission to speak when you're holding it. It's an instrument. You have to speak into it. And yeah, if somebody's too drunk to make the speech, well, it's not on you, man. It's not on you. Although I will say that it's really a good idea to have people do things like toast speeches and special dances before they've drank too much. People don't take direction very well when they've had too many cocktails sometimes, so it's always good to do that stuff as early as possible anyway. Let's see, what else we got here that might be fun? Why am I so expensive? Because you already sound like a lot of work. While we're on the subject, why are you so damn cheap? Is it a cultural thing where I'm supposed to inflate my prices by 100% and let you haggle it down to half so you feel better about it? It's crazy. I have had people call me recently for events, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I want to be really kind to them. I want to make sure that they have a DJ, and I want to take care of this job for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to them at a price that is very reasonable. And I give them this really reasonable rate just because I want to do this job for them. Then they come back and ask me, Oh, why is this so expensive? We wanted to pay $300. You got to call somebody else. I'm sorry, honey. I can't help you. I'm doing everything I can to help you here. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, come on. Why am I so expensive? Why get so cheap? Please get your phone out of my face. Had that? Some people actually like it, where people come up and request songs and they just kind of go like this and show you their phone. Some people are cool with that. I'm not, because I can't see it. These reading glasses are necessary to see what's in front of me right now. If I take them off, it's very blurry. So, unless I have my reading glasses on, I can't see. Just tell me what you want to hear, and I'll see if I have it. It's okay. We can have conversation. I know there's self-checkouts and all that stuff now where you don't have to deal with human beings, but look, this is a social event. Let's be social. Talk to me. Let's have a real conversation about this and see if we can play the song for you. I don't like the phone thing. And I would be the first to say, hey, I can't read that. Just tell me what you want to hear. Not exactly get your phone out of my face, but I'm saying it in a little bit nicer way than that. And sometimes I'll go back because I'm like, wow, that kind of hurts my eyes. It's eye strained even trying to see the letters. Anybody else have that thing going on? Some people like it, some people don't. I don't know. It's a thing. Do you know how much this ish costs? Yeah. When people are setting drinks on speakers or being careless around your equipment, you gotta wonder, come on, guys, this computer costs money. This subwoofer costs money. What are you doing here? Why are you just putting your drink here or being careless around my equipment? Yeah, people don't think. They don't think. Relax and have fun. You are in great hands. The person who wrote that didn't understand the assignment. This is what you should say to your clients. Not what you wish you could say. You should just say this. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got this. That's what you should be saying to your clients. We got some long ones here. I don't want to read any of the mean-hearted ones. Yeah, I know some of you may thought were mean already, but let's just move on to some other ones. Why? Because the kids that inherited this farm thought it was a good idea to make it a wedding venue. They funded the barn conversion by selling off every piece of land around the homestead to developers that built 50 McMansions on it. Now, the people who live in them don't like thumping bass shaking their wall of windows in the great room every Saturday night until midnight. Hey, you picked the venue. What this one's talking about is, if you've ever done a barn wedding and they've got like that 93 decibel rule or something, it's like, why can't you turn it up? Or why can't we just rock out? Or why can't we go longer? Because we're surrounded by brand new multi-million-dollar homes, which weren't here when they opened the venue, but are now, and they will make a noise complaint otherwise, and the hall is saying, don't crank it. It's unfortunate. And I've had this happen in a lot of cases at some of these barn venues. Even this one I did that was in like rolling hills. It was crazy. It's like, where was the original farm at? Because this is like rolling hills everywhere. But the echoes through the valleys disturbed other farmers. So there still was a rule about how loud you could go. Happens a lot of barn venues. And I'll just say this for anybody who's shopping for a venue. If you want to hear loud music or music at a louder level than your voice and conversation, don't go with a barn venue. The general rule is it's not going to work out well for you. You can't crank it up. Generally, that's the rule. Guess, hey, it's a little loud. Can you turn it down? DJ, sorry, I can't hear you. The music is loud. And one of the replies to this was, why did you pick the table right next to the speakers? Yeah. My philosophy has changed on this a little bit over the last several years. I used to use horn-loaded two-way top cabinets. The horn was pretty harsh on that. And no matter what you did, the horn was rather aggressive. Anybody right in front of me would get the brunt of that horn, and you couldn't have conversation at that table for something like dinner. If the head table really wanted to hear the cool cocktail list they picked out and they were on the other side of the room, they weren't hearing it, because if you turn it up any louder, you'd blow grandma's eardrums out, who, for some reason, they sat right in front of you, and you don't understand why. You told them not to, but they did it anyway. I tell you, for me, just if anybody has this problem, the column array issue, or the column array invention, has really helped solve that problem for me. It's not nearly as harsh. It travels better. Pick the column array that you like. These small compact arrays are really pretty cool in that regard. And, if you bring the mid down a little bit, you can crank it. And for near field listening, it's not very harsh, and it's going to travel better. But yeah, when I was running two-way tops, this was a thing. This was definitely a thing. And it was very frustrating. No, I can't turn it down, Grandma. I have to play for the whole room. You could go sit in the back is what you can do. But if it's assigned seating, what are you going to do? And you had no control over that. You could make the suggestion, but whether they took the suggestion or not, that was a completely other thing. Anyway, I regress. What do we got here? There are 10 months that are not September and October that are also great to get married in. Yeah, most places there are. Here in Wisconsin, typically people want to get married when it's nice out. They like the fall too. Wintertime is not ideal, but it does happen, and you can get a really good price on a wedding venue when it's colder. You can do better with it when it's colder out, because it's really cold here in Wisconsin. But yeah, like if you live somewhere, in the Southwest or in the South or whatever, you can pretty much do it all year round. I know there are places that typically don't do things in the middle of summer because it's just too hot. Whereas if you have an indoor event hall, maybe that's not so much of an issue. But yeah, not everybody has to cram their weddings into a couple months. Spread it out a little bit. You can save some money that way. Have more of a selection for DJs as well. It's weird that they all want to get married at the same time, and that you have so many clients calling you for the same date over and over and over and over again. Like, there are other dates you could be doing this. There's Fridays and Saturdays. There's Sundays. And there's other months that you could be looking at. So you're not struggling to find a venue or any of the vendors that you really want. You don't have to just pick whatever. You're not at the mercy of whatever's left that way. You can have it all if you pick the right date and the right month. Thing is, the anxiety you have about your big day has absolutely no effect on my ability to deliver the services you've hired me for. Unless, of course, you make your problem my problem by sabotaging everything with timelines and playlists I highly advised against. Or insist on gaslighting me every step of the way, making me question my own sanity. Is this what you did to get someone to agree to marry you too? Wow, better him than me. Yeah, go ahead and guess who wrote that one. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that there was a time, especially when I had all the really difficult events, where I was questioning my own sanity on things because, wow, I've done this a lot and I'm pretty good at what I do. But they're acting like, there's going to be a problem, and they're trying to micromanage me here on what I'm going to do in the evening. I'm really good at this. Just kind of give me an idea what you want. I'll make it so your personality is reflected in the evening, and I'll entertain your guests, and it'll be really nice. But they have all of these weird things they want to throw at you. And it's like, wow, why are you making this so hard? This doesn't have to be that hard. Their anxiety about how the event's going to go has absolutely no impact on what my ability is to perform at that event. I'm good at what I do. I can do this. Leave me alone. Don't make your anxiety my anxiety. And that's really an exercise in attitude that we have to make. I have the problem, and it's a good thing, but it's detrimental as well, where I'm very empathetic. If somebody's sad, I'm sad for them. If they're not happy, I'm not happy. So it's hard for me to separate myself from this. And understand that, hey, look, somebody else's sadness or somebody else's anxiety or somebody else's, nerves really don't need to be mine, especially when I'm a confident, capable DJ. It happens a lot. Of course, again, hit it out of the park. Oh, that was great. Everything's fine. But what you had to go through to get there, oh my gosh, was it necessary? On your mental health? Save my number for your divorce party. I do those at half off. You say you're leaving soon. Really? Good. Get the hell out of here so I don't have to play your crappy request. Yeah, isn't that something? Especially if you're playing like a bar or something and you're trying to play for who's there and rotate the crowd and bring people in and hold them, and somebody says, hey, we're leaving soon, play our song. That is not the right thing to say to get a DJ to play your track, by the way. It's not going to encourage a DJ to play your song. Oh yeah, I better play it so you can leave. No, why don't you hang out for about a half an hour? I'll get it on for you. At least keep around a little bit, Yeah, it's always a weird thing. I don't get that as much as I used to, but I used to get it a lot. A whole bunch. Hey, young lady. Congratulations on marrying this old man with no kids and 6 months to live. Also, welcome to the USA. Need I say more? You know you've seen it. Here's my punch card. Your 10th wedding is free. Your playlist really sucks. Yeah, that's straight and to the point, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, most of our clients live in the age of Spotify. They're listening to everything on their personal listening devices. It really doesn't have much to do with anyone else around them and what they're listening to, because they don't have that communal experience with listening to music on the radio or whatever. They're not doing that like I think that my generation at least used to, or what you're experiencing every week at your events. That's a communal experience. Everybody's hearing the same thing at the same time and reacting to it and each other while it's playing. That's the communal experience with music. So sometimes people put playlists together that are really odd. It's like stuff that that's not going to trip everybody's trigger. But in all fairness, you want to, like I said earlier, you want to put everybody's personality into the music of the night. So what I like to do is get like 10 songs that they really like, no matter what style they are, and work those into the evening and play around those requests, things that are kind of like that. If you like this, you're going to love that, and make sure their personality is a part of the set list that evening. It's not the me show, it's the them show. But for them to like give you every single track and really lengthy don't play lists is goofy. That's difficult sometimes. But you know what? We're pros and we deal with it. But sometimes you just gotta vent. And that's what this video is about. And it's supposed to be fun and and give you maybe a laugh or a smile or something maybe you can relate to. It was not supposed to be negative. We get this out here and we get this out now so we don't have to feel compelled to say it to anybody's face. You can think it, just don't do it. And that's what we were doing here today. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was fun for some of you. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.